Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to the MotoE Inside the ePaddock show for the final round of the 2024 FIM NL MotoE World Championship, where, as you can see, we're not quite in the ePaddock this time. We're actually in pit lane, because here on Thursday, today ahead of the final round, there is a special test session day where we've got 3 test sessions where the riders are going out and actually testing some things for 2025. Mostly the Michelin tyres that will be used in the championship next year. So hopefully we'll be able to hear from some of the riders over the weekend, how they were, chatting to them, and then also as we go we'll see all the racing coming up. But of course it's a massive weekend where the World Championship crown will be decided. At the moment it is Hector Garza who's the possible champion-elect, sitting 38 points in the lead as we come into the final 2 races of the 2024 season. Only 50 left up for grabs. You've got to say that Hector almost has this one wrapped up, but you never say never in any sort of motorcycle racing. We'll see what happens in race 1 tomorrow. So we're not just here to talk about what's coming up this weekend, we're also here to talk a little bit about today and even 2025. We've actually got Giovanni Tealdi with us here, who we can have a quick chat to. He's the operations director sort of thing for Ducati MotoE this year. So we'll go over and chat to Giovanni. Is it okay for a quick chat? Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day here. The test sessions today, just briefly, what are the riders testing here today?
Okay, yeah, the riders are testing the tires for next year, especially a new front tire. And now the weather was not supporting us, but I hope this session will be good to test the new tires. So we will do that comparison, and then we will bring some new changes in the maps, in the traction and the anti-wheelie map. We are testing it here, and then we will test it again in the winter test.
Throughout the 24th season, we've seen lots of different race winners, lots of different podium finishers. How good has it been this year to see the level of racing that we've had in MotoE?
The races are very beautiful. There have been many plot twists during the season, so many championship contenders. Now Garza seems to have had this good moment, but for me we had a really passionate season, and I liked it very much.
And obviously for Ducati it must be nice, because the bike has gone quicker this year with very minimal changes, only thanks to the electronics. So what's made that difference in lap time this year?
Honestly, this year we didn't bring so many updates. We are bringing it the next season. Yeah. So of course we did some improvement in the electronic side from the feedback of the riders. But I think yes, that and of course the rider that is getting used to the bike made the difference.
Obviously, as you say about next season, we've already heard some whispers that the bike is changing a little bit next year, maybe a little bit lighter as well. Can you share any details on what we might see next year?
Yeah, we focused on the weight of the bike, and we managed to reduce the weight, especially of the battery, a lot, more than 8 kilograms. So it's quite a lot. Then, of course, also in other area we are trying, and we managed to reduce a little bit the weight, but our main focus was that. We are working, also on the electronic side, just always working with the riders to getting their feedback and try to improve it. It's difficult because the riders are a lot, and we have to do a bike that is that go well with a lot of riders. But that would be our goal.
So we can expect the bike and MotoE to be even faster next year?
I hope yes.
Speaking of finally just this weekend, obviously the finale here with Hector Garza, who is 38 points in the lead. Looks like he might have it wrapped up, but what do you think about this weekend? Anything can happen.
Yeah, of course we saw many plot twists during this season, so honestly speaking, he has a good advantage, but I think you have to stay calm, and I think we don't know until the end.
Well, let's see. Giovanni, thank you very much for your info and your time. Thank you. So, Giovanni Tealdi there, obviously the operations manager at Ducati MotoE so far this year, and been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, as he says, on the 2025 bike. Now, quickly just follow me, because we are in pit lane here, so we do need to be careful of our surroundings, but if we can actually dive across pit lane, as we're all good to go, let's quickly run across and just squeeze past some of the people a bit. Excuse me, gents, just squeeze on through. With my camera, yeah, expertly coming on. Come on, squeeze through. Because, seeing as we are in pit lane, if you want to just go in and show around here, there's a pretty good view down to turn 1 down here. As you can see, as the bikes whiz past. I need to be a little bit taller to be able to actually properly vault over the very high pit wall there. But as you can see, down here in pit lane, it's a really nice view here in Misano at turn 1, where they come really, really close out to this curb, which is just right. It's only about 6 feet away from me here. As Oscar Gutierrez and Jordi Torres go whizzing past. So it's a pretty good vantage point indeed, as now we'll be able to see them coming round on their next laps, just quickly before we have to see how long we have to wait. But anyway, ahead of this weekend anyway, as we say, Hector Garza is 38 points in the lead, and we need to talk about last time out because Hector did some phenomenal work in Austria. Of course, that very first race where Oscar Gutierrez so brilliantly won the race after being knocked back to 5th with a contact and losing, well, it was actually, sorry, Garza that lost the knee slider. So, real dramatic race. Oscar won that brilliantly, but then in the second race of the day, penultimate corner on the final lap, and unfortunately Oscar threw it away there at turn 9 and gave that victory to Garza, which saw that perhaps Oscar would have only been 19 points behind coming into the final 2 races of the championship here in Misano, but now a whopping 49 behind for poor Oscar. So young Oscar, the rookie, who had a marvellous MotoE season, it has to be said, and of course still 2 chances more. We'll quickly go out into the garage onto the pit lane, as they do come whizzing past. Maria Herrera there, she picked up her first top 10 of the season, just went a little bit deep into there, got it locked up. Not bad. I hope you enjoy the very different vantage point that we've brought to you in this Inside the ePaddock. But as we say, championship, we can't say it's wrapped up because, of course, in motorcycle racing, anything can happen. Still 2 races left, and we've seen how good some of the riders are here. Gutierrez himself will face an extra challenge here because he has no experience of Misano on a MotoE machine, so it's going to be extra difficult for him this weekend to mount a challenge. And as we say, anyway, 49 points behind. There's only 50 left on the table for Gutierrez. He'd need a miracle and then probably another one as well. But of course, the other 2 riders that are in the championship, Cassidy and Zanoni, well, Cassidy won the races here, and then Zanoni last year, and then Zanoni was pretty handy here last year as well, but we know he's taken a big step up in performance this year, so we'll see how he goes as well. Garza, of course, well, he was second in both races here last season, so definitely not coming to a track that is one of his weaker ones, let's say. Just chatting there, I can actually feel some rain spots in the air. We've had a little bit of like kind of inclement weather all day here, and I don't know if you can see up and above and around me, there's some rather dark clouds here at the moment. And as we were saying with Giovanni there, the weather conditions today with kind of spits of rain here and there hasn't particularly helped with being able to test the new front tyre for 2025. Finally, just before we wrap up, if we just spin round, I thought we'd just show you actually one of the things that the teams use all the time. These are, of course, the timing screens that they use to be able to track their riders, as we're just slightly getting in the way here. So these are obviously the timing screens that they use, and actually if you've never seen these before in your life, which many of you may not have seen some detailed timing screens like this, of course you get all the different sectors, you can see when lap times have been cancelled, or a shortcut for number 6 Maria Herrera, and all the lap times coming in as well. I thought I'd just show you a little bit behind the scenes, what it's like in these sessions on the pit wall in MotoE. But then I think that's going to wrap it up for us here. There's not too much else to say other than make sure you tune in this weekend, because of course on Friday, tomorrow, as we do get underway, they'll have the 2 practices as usual, P1 and P2, and then we'll be live for qualifying in the afternoon around about 5 o'clock local time here in Misano, as I can feel that rain getting a little bit stronger indeed. But then the final race day of the year for the 2024 MotoE World Championship, on Saturday. Make sure you join myself, Jack Gorst, Neil Morrison and Elliot York, our pit lane reporter, as we bring to you the final 2 races of 2024 and crown our champion. Hector Garzo only needs 13 points from either one of the 2 races here in Misano to be crowned world champion for the first time. We'll see if he can do it. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Over and out.